Hey everybody, time for a game of replay baseball, and I'm trying something a little bit different with this camera thing here on my phone on YouTube. I can't do it live, but there is a camera option on YouTube, so I'm using that. And it's like a little flash lightning bolt option, which kind of puts a spotlight on everything. So I turned all the lights out and just using the spotlight to kind of simulate a night game, the feel of a night game. So hopefully this will work out. We shall see. We're using replay baseball. Replay baseball. Opening day 1980. The Oakland Coliseum is the site. Billy Martin's Oakland A's are hosting the Minnesota Twins. And on the mound for the A's is Rick Langford. And as you can see on Langford, he pitched 290 innings. You're not going to see that going on anytime soon, if ever. And for the Twins, it is Jerry Koosman. He pitched 243 innings. So, lots of complete games and whatnot. So, a lot different than what we have in today's baseball for sure. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just leave Oakland Coliseum up here. And then we'll put our pitcher card right there. Rick Langford. And we'll look at the first batter of the game is Mike Cubbage of the Twins. So it'll be Cubbage. And I got some bigger dice. The dice that came with the game aren't very big, so I said let me switch these out and get some better, larger dice so it's easier for me to see for one thing, and certainly probably easier for you all to see. Alright, so for the Twins it's Cubbage, Wilfong, Smalley, Landreau, Goodwin, Sofield, Weiniger, Powell, and Castino. For the A's, it's Henderson, Murphy, Heath, Newman, Essien, Armas, Guerrero, Klutz, and Piccolo. And one of the interesting things with the Oakland outfield, Henderson, Murphy, and Armas, all of them have 5 defensive ratings, which in this game is the highest you can have. And 2 out of 3 have 5 arms, which is the highest you can have. So obviously, great defense in the outfield. They may have made some errors, but they can get to a lot of balls and they can throw. So we'll see if that comes into play or not. Right now it is Rick Langford taking on Mike Cubbage. Start things off. And of course they're red in the order of red, white, and blue, so that's 1-1-6. A 1-1 on Cubbage is a 25. And a 1-1 on Langford is a 3. That's a 28 in column 1. And a 28 in column 1 is a single off the pitcher's glove and a possible error. It says runner advances 1 base. Pitcher recovers but may throw wildly. Roll against the pitcher's error rating. If the roll is higher, the batter and all runners advance an extra base on his error. So the error rating on Langford is a 61. So most likely he will not make an error, but we're going to roll 2 D6s. And if it comes up 62 or higher, he makes an error. It's a 45, so no error, but it will be a base hit for Cubbage as he gets the leadoff single off of Langford. Brings up Rob Wilfong, who set a record for defensive percentage fielding, which is why he's got a 64 here. 66 is the best you can have. But he had, I believe, a 994 fielding percentage, something along those lines, in 1980. So he's certainly well represented there. And 2 is the second best range you can have. 1's the best in the infield. The higher numbers in the outfield for range are better, and the lower numbers in the infield for range are better. Here's Wilfong. 1-3-2. 1-3 is a 3. 1-2 is a 4. That's a 7 in column 1. And a 7 in column 1 is a pop out to second. And there's 1 away. So that will bring up Roy Smalley. And I think this is getting too dark for me, so I'm going to have to utilize the lights. I'm going to have to. I thought I could play it that way, but it was just getting too dark. So hopefully now it's much better. We shall see. But I'm using a lamp light instead of the overhead light, so maybe that will help as well. All right, so Roy Smalley, the batter. Smalley, a 1-6-3. 1-6 is a 45, and we know a 45 from previous outings. If the bases are empty, it's a strikeout. If it's a runner on first, and the infield's playing halfway, which is what they are right now, it's a comebacker to the pitcher with a chance for a double play. So we're going to roll 1 die against the pitcher's defensive rating. If the die is higher, scored as a double play. Well, his defensive rating's a 2. So as long as we roll a 3, 4, 5, or 6, it'll be a double play. It's a 1, so it's going to be just a fielder's choice, not a double play. As Smalley was able to beat that out the relay throw. So it's just going to be a 1-6 fielder's choice, and that'll bring up Ken Landreau. 3-2-2. 3-2 is an 11 with that plus sign, which means if he gets on and nobody's in front of him, he is obligated to steal. But we'll see. It's an 11. 3-2 is a 4. It's a 15. 15 in column number 2 is a single to right field. Runners advance 1 base with 2 outs. Runner on second scores, but there's a runner on first. So only 1 base. So there won't be a steal because he's got the runner in front of him. Smalley's clogging up the bases, so there's not going to be a steal attempt. So we ignore that plus sign for now. And Danny Goodwin, the DH, steps in. 1-4-6. 1-4 is a 35. 1-6 is a 5. It's a 40. And a 40 in column 1 is a ground ball to short. And that's going to end the inning. So nothing doing there for the Twinks. And we go to the bottom of the first. Jerry Koosman finishes his warm-up throws. And here comes Ricky Henderson. Ricky. And you can see here the stars means he gets to steal. And you can see his card is loaded. 2 stars there. 2 stars there. And several stars in other places. So that's got to represent his 100 stolen bases. In fact, it's interesting on this way. If the card is, I guess they aren't allowed to do 3 digits in stolen bases, so they have a plus sign here because he was trying to type in 100, and I guess the field only allows for 2 digits, not 3. All right, here's Ricky Henderson against Koosman. It's a 4-6-3. 4-6 is a 5. 4-3 is the third baseman. Third baseman in this case is Castino, and he's a 2. So we add 2 to the 5, we get a 7. And on column 4, row 7, that's just a simple ground out. Nobody's on base, so there's no worry about any kind of double play check. It's just simply a 5-3 ground out. Ricky is out of there. And here's Dwayne Murphy. 2-6. 2-6 is a 55 with a raised number of 3. It's not shaded, so we're going to keep with this 3. Normally, if it was a shaded area, we go to the ballpark and get a new number, but since it's all white here, the 3 maintains. So now the blue die is going to tell us which fielder to check. And with the blue die as a 2, that means we're checking the left fielder. So the left fielder in this case is Ken Landreau. If we look at Landreau's range, it is a 3. Oops, you can't see it because I don't have this thing down far enough, do I? Landreau's range is a 3. This is a 3. The only way he makes the catch is if his range is greater than this range. It's equal to, not greater than, so it will drop in for a base hit. So that's a solid single for Dwayne Murphy. That brings up Mike Heath, the catcher. 1-6 is a 45, and again, I'm sorry, it's a 6-1. I'm going backwards here. 6-1 is a 31, and a 6-2. 6-2 is a 2. That's a 33. And 33 is a pop out to second. Hopefully I haven't been doing that backwards. Some games I'm used to doing white and red, and sometimes when you're in red and white, you get confused sometimes. All right, here is Jeff Newman. 2-2. 2-2 is a 16. 2-3 is a 1. It's a 17 in column 2. And with the bases empty, it's a strikeout. Otherwise, it is a fly to center. And that's going to end the inning. So I may have made a boo-boo in the bottom, in one of these rolls going backwards. Hopefully I didn't, but now that I think about it, it's possible. Haven't played a game in a while. Sometimes or you play a bunch of games and then all the rules and the rolls start merging, for lack of a better term. Here's Rick Sofield. 3-1-5. 3-1. We're in column 3, which is the shaded area here, which is a 4. We're going to re-roll on column 3 and see if we get. Actually, we need 2 dice for this and see if that number changes. We get a 23, so let's go change to a 1. 23 changes this to a 1 because of the fact that that range of 11 to 26, which is what this 23 is, makes that a 1. So this goes from a 4 to a 1, so Oakland Coliseum really hindering the base hit here. That's a 1, which means he's guaranteed to make an out. Just for kicks and giggles, the 3-5 for Langford is a 4, So we get a total of 5, which is a short fly to left. And Sofield is out of there. 1 away for Butch Weiniger. 2-1. 2-1 is a 48. 2-4. 4, it's a 52. 52 is a ground ball pitcher to first, and there would normally be a chance for an injury, but I'm not doing that today, so let's keep it going. Here's Hoskin Powell. 3-5. 3-5 again is a shaded area, so we're going to re-roll to see if that number changes from the 3 that's there right now. It's a 53, so that's going to stay a 3. So it stays a 3. And then the 3-5 on Langford is a 4. It makes that a 7. And that's a single to left field. So since it didn't change, Hoskin Powell was able to get that single. So 2-out single by Hoskin Powell. And that's going to bring up John Castino. 5-2 is a 27. 5-6 is a 3. It's a 30. And the 30 is a fly to center. And that's going to end the inning. So nothing doing for the Twinks. We go to the bottom of the second. Still no score. Kuzman. We're facing the DH, Jim Essien. If that name sounds familiar, he was the catcher for the White Sox in the 1977 White Sox replay I'm doing. Now he's kind of relegated to first base and DH, really at the end of his career. 1-1 is a 3, and 1-3 is a 2. Total of 5, that's a strikeout. So Essien down on strikes. And that brings up Tony Armas. Armas. 4-3 is a 1. 4-4 is the shortstop Smalley, which is a 2. Total of 3, that's an easy ground ball to short. So Armas is retired. Here's Mario Guerrero. Don't know if he's Super Mario, but he's Mario Guerrero nonetheless. 2-2 is a 55, and we got that raised number 3, but again, it's not going to change. And that blue die is a 1, which means it's a left fielder again, and we've already seen Landro is a 3, so he will not get to this. It's going to be a base hit. So, second time in a row that Landro has not been able to get that. So I bring up Mickey Klutz. 5-3 is a 4. 5-4 is a 2. That's a total of 6. And that is a base on balls, but with runner on first only, count as 2 balls. So it's a 2-ball count. It will not be a walk. Kuzman back in there to pitch to Klutz. 2-1 is a 38, and 2-1 is a 2. It's a 40. 40 is a ground ball to short, and that's going to end the inning. So nothing doing there. We've completed 2, and we're still scoreless. And Rick Langford takes his spot again. Back to the top of the order from Mike Cubbage. Used to call him Mike Cabbage back in the day, because it just sounded so familiar, or so similar. 4-5-6. 4-5 is a 2. 4-6 is the second baseman. That is Piccolo. He's a 3. A 3 and a 2. It's a 5. It's an easy 4-3 ground out. 1 away. Rob Wilfong. 4-2 is a 1. 4-1 is the first baseman Newman. Newman's a 3. It's a total of 4, so that's an easy ground out. And you get those low numbers. Easy ground out. Here's Roy Smalley. Switch hitting shortstop. 2-6. And we're in the shaded area again for that column 2. So we're going to see if that number changes. It's a 42. So it's going to drop to a 2. So it drops from a 3 to a 2. And the blue die being a 6 means we're checking the right fielder, but we've already said that all the Oakland outfielders are 5s. So that's an easy catch for Tony Armas. Any of the outfielders would have caught that, even if the number hadn't changed to a... If it had stayed a 3, he still would have caught it. So the only way that would have he would have dropped in is had that changed to a 5. And that's a rare occurrence to do that. All right, here is Piccolo. He will lead off against Jerry Kuzman. 1-5 is a 4. 1-3 is a 2. That is a 6, which is a strikeout. Whoops, wrong place there. Piccolo's down here. Now we go to the top order. I gave Ricky a strikeout prematurely. Hopefully it's not a bad omen. 1-2. It could be though. 1-2 is a 3. 1-2 is a 2. That is a strikeout. So predicting the future there, unfortunately for Ricky. 2 strikeouts there to start the inning. Here's Dwayne Murphy. 1-5 is a 4. Could he strike out the side? 1-5 is a 2. It's a 6. That's a strikeout. So Koosman, not necessarily known for strikeouts, strikes out the side. And 3 innings in the books with no score from Oakland Coliseum. Rick Langford back out. We'll be facing Ken Landreau. Landreau, 5-4 is a 1. So not likely to reach there. 5-3 is a 1. That's a total of 2. That's a ground out to first. And there's one away. So both pitchers on their game tonight. Goodwin, 3-2 is a 29. And a 3-2 is a 2. It's a 31. That's a line out to left. Out number 2 brings up Rick Sofield. 1-2 is a 2. 1-6 is a 5. That's a 7. It's a pop out to second. And another easy inning for Rick Langford. So we go to the bottom of the 4th. Still no score. And I forgot to check who actually won the real game. Too late to do it now, because I'm using my phone to record, so obviously I can't use it to check retro sheet. So we'll just have to go and see what happens. Here's Heath. 6-5. 6-5 is a 31. 6-1 is a 2. It's a 33. And a 33 in column 6 is a pop out to second. One away. And that will bring up Jeff Newman. 3-5 is a 3. 3-3 is a 2. That's a total of 5 in column 3, and that is a short fly to left. 2 down. Brings up Jim Essien. 3-4 is a 57, and that's the rare play number when you get that 57 category. That takes us to the unusual / rare plays. So what we're going to do with that is we're going to roll one die. If it's odd, we go to the rare playbook. If it's even, we go to the dribbler to the mound. It's even, so we're playing the dribbler to the mound, and it says here, pitcher tries to retire the batter of his choice. Roll 1 die against the runner's speed. If the die is higher, he is out. Well, Essien's the only guy. There's nobody on base, so we're checking Essien's. His speed is only a 2. So if we roll anything other than a 1 or 2, Essien will be out. That's a 1, so Essien beat it out. How do you go figure? Beat the odds there. So Essien, hustling down that line, beat out the dribbler. He's aboard with 2 outs for Tony Armas. 3-6, that is the left-right check in this game. When you get a red 3 and a white 6, it's the left-right split. Armas is a righty, Koosman's a lefty, so that's a base hit. And when you get a base hit, it says runners advance 2 bases. 1 or 2 speed on first stops at second. Well, Essien's a 2 speed, so he's going to stop at second. He will not go to third. So runners are at first and second instead. And it brings up Super Mario Guerrero, although he hit 239 on the season, so not very super. 2-2 is a 55 with that Rays number 3 again. But the blue die being a 4 means we're going to the center fielder, so we're going to leave Landreau alone. But the center fielder in this case, Rick Sofield, he's also a 3, so that's not going to be caught either. It's not greater than 3, so that's going to drop. It says if outfielder's defensive rating is not higher than the Rays number, the ball falls in for a single. Runners advance 1 base, 2 bases if their speed is higher than the outfielder's arm or with 2 outs. So since there are 2 outs, both runners get 2 bases, and it's an RBI single from Super Mario. The A's lead it 1-0. Super Mario. Now runners are at the corners for Mickey Klutz, and I could may say something about that name, but I think it's pretty self-explanatory. I'll just leave it alone. All right, 5-6 is a 1 with a K behind it, which means we go to the action chart should he reach. And let's see, 5-6 is a 1, 5-1 is a 1. That's a 2, which is a ground ball to first, and that's going to end the inning. So we won't go to the action chart. But the A's do pick up a run, thanks to the Guerrero single. And we go to the 5th. It's 1-0 Billy Ball, although that hasn't really surfaced that in this game yet. Haven't had many base runners to do a lot of stealing or a lot of shenanigans. Here's Butch Weiniger. 1-1 is a 10. 1-6 is a 5. It's a 15. That's an infield single. Or not a single, but a single up the middle, I should say. So Butch Weiniger gets the base hit. Here's Hoskin Powell. Hoskin Powell the third. And Lovey. 6-1 is a 32. I'm sorry, 31. 6-2 is a 3. That's a 34. And that's a short fly to center. One away. Brings up John Castino. 1-1 is a 15. 1-3 is a 3. That's an 18. That's an infield single plus potential error. Runner advances 1 base. If the blue die is a 3, then it's topped off plate to catcher. Hurry up throw to first may be wild. Roll against the error rating of the fielder. If the roll is higher, batter and all runners advance an extra base. Okay, the catcher in this case is Mike Heath. And we'll look at Mike Heath here. As a catcher, his error rating is a 33. So we're going to roll the 2 dice. If they're higher than 33, then we have a throwing error. 33 or less, he will stay at just a single. It's higher, so it is an error. So it's a single plus an error for Castino. So he will single. Single will send Weiniger to second base, but then the E2 will send them both to second and third, respectively. So error there on Heath puts the runners at second and third with only 1 out, and Mike Cubbage, the batter. Infield's going to come in, try to choke the runoff. 5-6 is a 3. 5-2 is a 1. It's a total of 4. 4 is a ground ball to short. And with the infield in, it says out at first as lead runner holds unless forced. He's not forced, so they got to hold. So it's ground ball to short. By having the infield in, kept the run from scoring. So now they're 2 away, and it's up to Rob Wilfong. 3-1, and we're in that shaded area again, so we're going to re-roll to see what Oakland Coliseum does to that number. Whoa, it's a 66, so that's going to change it to a 62. That's the only number in this thing here that changes it that high. If you roll a 66, it changes to a 62. So this goes from a 4 to a 62, and then you add 3 from Langford. It's a 2. I'm sorry, it's a 3, so that's going to make that a 65. 65 in column 3 is a single to center field. Runner advances 2 bases. So that's a 2-run single. 2-run single. And the Twins now have taken the lead 2-1 on the single by Wilfong. Twins lead at 2-1. Here's Roy Smalley. 2-1 is a 37. 2-6 is a 5. That's a 42. And that is a grounder to short in the inning. But 2 runs for the Twins here in the top of the 5th. They take a 2-1 lead. So now Kuzman in charge of holding that, making that lead hold up. Gets to face Rob Peacholo. They nicknamed him Peach. And he recently passed away, I believe, in January of this year. 5-3. 5-3 is a 1F, so if he reaches, he go to the action chart, but with a 1 here, he may not reach. 5-4 is a 2. That's a total of 3, so he will not reach. It's a ground out to second. And there's 1 away. Back to the top of the order. Ricky, he's grounded to third and struck out, so he hasn't had a chance to show his speed yet. 1-4, and he still might not. 1-4 is a 4. 1-1 is a 5. He's going to strike out again. So Kuzman keeping Henderson off the bases. Here's Dwayne Murphy. 3-4 for Murphy is a 19. 3-2 is a 2. It's a 21 in column 3. And that is a fly to center, which is going to end the inning. So 5 innings in the books here at Oakland, and it's the Twins 2 and the A's 1. Langford back out. You know he can go the distance because he pitches so many complete games. That's why he's got the 9 here as his fatigue rating and 35 batters faced. So he pretty much is good to go as far as he wants. Here's Ken Landreau. 2-2 is an 11. And anytime you get a 10 or 11, it's a guaranteed base hit no matter what the pitcher does, unless they have a raised 1 in this column, which can stop some hits. But other than that, that's going to be a base hit. And the plus sign means he has to try to steal. So Landreau will single, and now we'll go to the stolen base attempt. Since it's a plus sign, he has to steal. Or not that it has to steal, but we go to the steal chart. The plus sign means that if he doesn't make it, he will be caught stealing. Whereas if he had the asterisk, it would be just he would have to hold. But here, if the stolen base fails, or the jump fails, it's a caught stealing. Whereas if it's just an asterisk, it just means he holds. So that's the difference here in the book, is that when you have that symbol that's a star here, and if it's equal to or less than the combined stolen base rating the runner holds, whereas here with the plus sign it means he's caught stealing. So let's do some calculations. The catcher SCN is a 4 and the pitcher hold rating is a 5. So we take the pitcher hold rating of 5, the catcher defense rating of 4, which is a 53. That's very good, 53. So we have to roll, check that, that's very bad. I got it backwards. So if the roll is equal to or less than, I'm sorry, it's very good. I'm getting myself confused here. It's very good to have this be higher. All right, if it's rolled in as less than or equal to this rating, then runner's caught stealing. So if we roll a 53 or less, he's going to be caught stealing. The only way he can steal is to roll a 54 or higher, which is why these are better. Had they been down here, it'd be almost a guaranteed steal. Here is more times than not he's going to get caught stealing. Now if we roll a 61 or higher on this attempt, it's a possible throwing error on the catcher. So the first thing we're going to do is roll the 2d6s and see if they're 53 or less. And they're not, it's 65. So not only is he steal, but since it's higher than 61, it's a chance for error. Possible E2. So we're going to roll against the catcher's error rating to see if it's an E2. The catcher's error rating is a 33. And it is, it's a throwing error. So a throwing error, so it's not only is it a stolen base, but it's also an E2, and that's his second error on the catcher. So Mike Heath having a bad day. He's got 2 errors now. And the runner Landreau is at third with nobody out. So defense for the A's certainly letting them down a little bit. Billy Martin not happy at all. Infield's in for Danny Goodwin. 1-4 is a 35. 1-3 is a 4. That's a 39. 39 with the infield in, out at first as lead runner holds. Okay, so that was ground ball to first. And Newman checks the runner, holds him there, and 1 out. Rick Sofield, infield still in. 5-4, 27. And a 5-1 is a 1, which is a 28 in column 5. 28 in column 5 is a fly out to right, but you notice here that Sofield has this little caret sign. And what that means is if there's a runner on third and less than 2 outs, it's a sacrifice fly. Well, we got a runner on third with less than 2 outs. So it is, in fact, a sacrifice fly to right field. So he beat it out. He beat the throw from Armas and scores on the sacrifice fly. Most likely an unearned run unless there's another hit that comes along. But it's now 3-1 Twins. That brings up Butch Weiniger, 2 outs, bases clean. Weiniger. 4-5. 4-5 is a 5. 4-5 is a shortstop. And that is Guerrero. He's a 4. So a 4 and a 5 is a total of 9, which is an easy ground out to end the inning. But the run scores, the single, stolen base, throwing error, and the sacrifice fly all produce a run. And we go to the bottom of the 6th, it's 3-1 Twins. And now Kuzman will be facing the culprit who made that throwing error, Mike Heath. He's going to see if he can redeem himself offensively. Hasn't done it yet. He's popped to second twice. 3-5. 3-5 is a 12. 3-4 is a 2. That's a 14 in column 3, and that is a line out to third. So he still hasn't got it out of the infield yet. Mike Heath having a bad day, 0 for 3 with 2 errors. Here's Jeff Newman. 6-5 is a 36. That's an automatic strikeout. Any 36 in column 6 is a strikeout. You don't even have to check anything else. It's guaranteed. Take it to the bank. Here's Jim S. Sorry, Jim Essie in 3-3. That's in the shaded area. Right now it's a 5. 23. It changes to a 1. So it dropped from a 5 to a 1. And then the 3-6 is a 4. Makes a total of 5. And that brings up a fly out to left. Had it stayed a 5 here, that would have been a 9 total and would have been a single. But the ballpark cost him a single. And that's the end of the inning. 1, 2, 3 go the A's. So Billy Ball not exactly showing good stuff right now. At the end of 6, they are trailing 3-1 to the rather lowly Twins. Hoskin Powell will lead things off. 2-3. 2-3 is a 2. 2-5 is a 5. That's a 7, which is a pop out to second base. 1 away for John Castino. 2-2. 2-2 is an 11. That's a guaranteed base hit. Any 10s or 11s, guaranteed base hits, like I said, unless you have a raised 1 over here. That's the only thing that stops it. So, actually not a 1, but I believe it's a star, an asterisk that's up there. Not a 1, but an asterisk. Or it might be a 1. I think it's just an asterisk. I don't see a player with a card like that right in front of me, so don't know. All right, so Cubbage with the runner on first. 3-4 is a 57, and that's the rare play again. So is it even or odd? It is odd, so we're going to the rare play book this time with the runner at first. So rare play, runner at first. Roll the 2d6s and see what we get. And 11, and there's 1 out. So rare play, runner at first, and 11, and 1 out. All right, it says high pop fly toward third base railing. Third baseman circles under the ball as it drifts toward the seats. Roll 1 die against the third base's defensive rating. If die is higher, he makes a nice catch leaning over the railing. If not higher, the ball is just out of reach in the crowd for a strike. Option, add 1 to the visitor's defensive rating and subtract 1 from the home player's defensive rating. All right, well, the home player, that's to say that Mickey Klutz, since he plays in Oakland, would be more familiar with the foul territory. So we're going to deduct 1 from his defensive rating, which makes him better because you want the lower numbers in the infield. So right now, Mickey Klutz is a 3, but that changes to a 2. And then we're going to roll against that defensive rating. So if the die is higher, he makes the catch. So now he doesn't need a 4, 5, or 6. He can have a 3, 4, 5, or 6 to make the catch. That's a 6, so he'd have made it either way. But he does make the catch in foul territory, leaning over the railing. And that is out number 2. Nice play there by Klutz. He was not a Klutz on that play. It's Rob Wilfong. 4-1 is a 2. 4-4 is the shortstop. Guerrero's a 4. It's a total of 6. And so that's a good play. Infield back. They just throw it to first. They're not going to worry about going to the short way. It's third out. It would have been a double play had there been less than 2 outs, though. Would have been a double play, but it wasn't necessary. So we go to the bottom of the 7th inning stretch time. And if the A's want to do something, they better get busy now. Tony Armas stepping to the plate. He had 35 home runs on this season. 4-6 is an 11. 4-6 for Kuzma is the second baseman. And that is Wilfong, who has that great defensive rating. So it's a 2 plus an 11 makes a 13, which means they're checking on an error, but he's got a 64 error rating, so very unlikely that he would make an error. And he doesn't. 43, well less than 64, so it's a good play for Rob Wilfong. He's up Mario Guerrero. 4-4, it's an 11. I have another error check again. And the blue die is a 2, which means we're going right back to Wilfong. They're going to test him again. This time he does make an error, believe it or not. That's a 65. His error rating is a 64. So, wouldn't you know it, I brag about his defense, talk about... In fact, I was looking at the book, the write-up book that came with the game that is written up by the community of players that play this game. And if you look at Minnesota, it says here, highlights, second baseman Rob Wilfong committed only 3 errors and set an AL record with a 9.948 fielding average. Well, he only committed 3 errors all year. He commits one here on opening day. That's just the way the dice roll. When you roll a 65, you just don't expect that, but that's what happens. So it's an E4. So Wilfong makes the error, and that's going to put a runner on with 1 out for Mickey Klutz. Klutz represents the tie and run. 2-6, that's that raised, or that shaded area, so I'm going to re-roll, see if it changes from a 3 to something else. 41, it's going to change to a 2. So that's going to allow the defense to make the catch, because the center fielder is a 3. It is now greater than 2. He will make the catch. And the blue die being a 4 means we were checking the center fielder. So Sofield was able to make that play because it went from a 3 to a 2. That allowed his range to make up the difference. Here's Piccolo, 2-1. 2-1's a 31. 2-2 is a 1. It's a 32 in column 2, and that is a ground out pitcher to first to end the inning. So Kuzman rolling along through 7 innings, only giving up 1 run. And the Twins leading at 3-1 as we go to the 8th. Langford back out there, facing Roy Smalley. 2-5 is a 16. 2-5 is a 5. It's a 21, and that's a fly to left. So we could get 2 complete games here. How rare would that be? 4-1, well, not 1980, but certainly in 2019 it is. 4-1 is a 16. 4-2 is a second baseman Piccolo. He is a 2. So that becomes an 18, and an 18 is a ground out to first with the infield back. So unless the infield was in, that would have been the only chance for a hit on that one. So it's an easy ground out. 2 up, 2 down for Danny Goodwin, the DH. 6-5 is a 36, and as we said before, 36s in column 6 are automatic strikeouts. So we go to the bottom of the 8th. And this is where the A's need to make hay. They got the top of the order, Ricky Henderson. And Henderson is 0 for 3 with 2 Ks. So he definitely needs to get it going. Find one of those double stars. 2-4 is a 50. 2-1 is a 2. It's a 52. That's a ground out pitcher to first. So Ricky not getting it done, and therefore the A's are not doing it as well. He's kind of their catalyst. 6-4, so that's the left-right split right here. Left-right split for Murphy. How well it can show up on camera here, but there's the left-right split in column 6. So if he's facing a right-hander, we call it an 8. If he's facing a left-hander, we call it a 59. The difference is with an 8, he's got a chance for a home run. With a 59, the best you can do with a 59 is either a single or a double, most likely a double. So it won't be a home run, it'll most likely be a double. 6 on Kuzman makes that a 4, adds to it to a 63, and a 63 is a double for Dwayne Murphy. But had that been a 8 and we add the 4, you'd be looking at a home run. So against lefties, he couldn't quite get that power, but he does get the double, and it's a 1-out double. So here's Mike Heath. 2-4 is a 5, and 2-1 is a 2. That's a 7, which is a pop out to second. Out number 2, so it's up to Mr. Newman to get something going for Oakland. Although he could have a pinch hitter, and I think we will. We're going to use a pinch hitter for Oakland, and it's going to be Wayne Gross. So Wayne Gross is going to come on. No, I'm sorry, it's a lefty. Why would I do that? Dumb. That's why he's in the game. My bad. Let me rethink this. Is there anybody else, a right-hander on the bench? Probably not. All the people on the bench are left-handed. So, this game doesn't always factor in lefty-righty. It's only a few rolls. Just to be realistic, I'm going to keep it what it is. 1-3. 1-3 is a 2. 1-5 is a 2. That's a 4, which is a strikeout. And the inning's over. So we go to the 9th. Still a 3-1 Oakland trailing Minnesota. And Langford's going to go for the complete game. In fact, I think both pitchers are. Although Minnesota does have action in their bullpen as their closer, Doug Corbett, loosening. And for the A's, they have left-hander Bob Lacey loosening just in case. right now is Rick Sofield. For some reason I read that name, I think of Rick Springfield. 1-2 is a 2. 1-1 is a 3. It's a total of 5, which is a strikeout. 1 away. Butch Weiniger. 5-5 is a 20. 5-5 is a 2. It's a 22 in column 5, and that is a walk. And being on that column 22, when it's 21 to 27, we go to action column M. So the first time tonight, we will be checking the action column. And the action column, action chart right here, column M. We're checking wild pitches, pass balls, balks, things like that. Checking the red and white die is a 10. So a 10 is a potential pass ball. It says here, if blue die is higher than catcher's pass ball rating, it's a pass ball. This is a 5. Newman's only a 3, so it is a pass ball. So Newman really having issues. He's made 2 errors, and now he's got a... I'm sorry, not Newman, Heath. He's committed 2 errors, and now he's let a pass ball go. So Billy Martin is steaming over there. Here's Hoskin Powell the third. 2-3 is a 2. 2-6 is a 5. That's a 7. Another pop up to second. 2 down, and here's Castino. Castino had a big 2-run single back in the 5th. 2-3 is a 2. 2-3 is a 4. That's a 6. That's a strikeout. So Langford goes all 9, giving up to 3 runs. But in all fairness to him, some shoddy defense also, and lack of run support. So Jerry Koosman coming in to try to complete the game. We'll be facing Essien, Armas, and Guerrero, and there's plenty of lefty power on the bench if they bring in Corbett the righty, so they're going to stick with Koosman the lefty. See what happens. 4-1 is a 1. 4-1 is the first baseman. That's an easy play for Mr. Cubbage. And it's a ground ball. He'll step on the bag. 1 away. Here's Tony Armas. 4-2 is a 1. 4-4 is a shortstop Smalley. That's an easy ground out to Smalley. Last chance for the A's. It's Super Mario Guerrero. Oh, we got a leaner. Let's re-roll that. 2-2. 2-2 is a 55 with a raised number of 3. And the 6 means we're checking the right fielder. But he's got a range of 5, does Mr. Powell. So unlike the left fielder and the center fielder, unlike these two, he's got a range of 5. So despite that 3, Hoskin Powell will make the catch. And the ball game is over. So the Twins win. 3-1 over the A's. And Billy Martin, his tenure in Oakland is not starting out the way he would like. Got decent pitching, but he got horrible fielding and non-competitive at-bats, it seems. So let's look at the line score for the pitchers. Complete games both ways. Koosman the winner, Langford the loser. Let's look at Langford. He gave up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hits. And of course the 3 runs. Let's see how many of them are earned. No home runs. Didn't hit anybody. No wild pitches. Check walks and strikeouts. We get... Did he walk anybody? He walked 1. Only guy he walked was right here. He walked Weiniger in the 9th. That was it. So 1 walk. Let's check his strikeouts. Didn't strike out many either. Only struck out 3, and that happened in the last 2 innings. So 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. And on the score sheet, to me, this is backwards. They got strikeouts first, then walks. It should be the other way around. Every line score you ever see in baseball has walks first, then strikeouts second. This one's backwards. Don't know why they do it that way, but whatever. So 3 strikeouts and a walk. But it is backwards. I don't care what anybody says. It's backwards. Great score sheet, but they need to fix that. Let's see, or I could fix it by whitening it out, but I don't want to go through all that trouble right now. All right, so let's check the earned runs. The E2 on that stolen base, single, and the E2. So I'm thinking that Sofield would have scored anyway, but Castino would not. And over here, he would not have scored on sac fly because he would have been stuck at second base. And so, to me, it's only one earned run. Not official. That's just the way I'm looking at it on the fly. 3 runs, 1 earned is what I've got here. Kuzma, much easier to figure out. 1 hit, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got him for 6 hits. And of course the 1 run, no homers. Check walks and strikeouts, and the A's got 3 hits in a row but couldn't score. That's what really hurt them. And no walks at all by Kuzma. He was, pardon the pun, in complete control. Check his strikeouts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 strikeouts. So great line there for Kuzma. 9 innings pitched, 6 hits, a run that was earned. No walks, 7 strikeouts. He gets the win, goes to 1-0. Langford, the loss, goes to 0-1. Not really a whole lot of offensive firepower for either team. Let's see, the Twins committed 1 error, the A's 2. 3-1, and the hits 6 for the A's and 8 for the Twins. So 3-8-1 for the Twins, 1-6-2 for the A's. Check left on base. Let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 left on for the Twins. So they left 6. Let's see what the A's left on. They left 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 left on for the A's. So they both left on 6. So that's going to do it from here. Hope you all enjoyed that presentation of Replay Baseball. Not a game I get to play very often, but I do like it. The card quality, much like we say with Payoff Pitch, the card quality is very good, and other than Payoff Pitch, this is the best card quality you're going to get. Payoff Pitch is a little bit more high quality than this, but these are very, very good cards. You're not going to get the corners creeping up or anything. These are very nice cards, thick card stock, and color. You know, they're easy to read. The ballpark cards are nice with the color. You can get them in the horizontal with where you use 2 dice, or you can get the traditional kind where they're about this size and you use 1d6. So 1980 opening day, it was the Twins. I'm not doing any kind of season or anything. It's just a random game I just decided to pick out because I'm doing the White Sox and I don't have time to do anything else. Although I might do something with the History Maker fictional set. All right, so Minnesota wins at 3-1. That's it from here. Hope you guys are having a great day playing whatever game you choose to play. And as usual, I'll see you all down the road.